Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to first start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to my apostles and notice a great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect men pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Yakanan from the DC Church, and the topic I wanted to touch on today, it's a short topic, it just has to do with anger, and how you're supposed to conduct yourself in in situations to where you feel like your emotions are going to overcome you, right? Now, this is something that, pretty much, all brothers should know, all men should know by the time they hit a certain age, because if they didn't, they would be in situations to where, they would be in legal, they would be in legal or domestic issues to where they could be put away. But that's not to say that, it doesn't need to be spoken on, because there are a lot of situations that, brothers can go through that we could just let the spirit of anger and wrath take over, and make the wrong decision in that situation, Now I want to start off by getting Proverbs chapter 29 and 11. Now, a lot of the scriptures having to do with anger are going to be are in Proverbs, because it's a proverbial thing to control your spirit, to rule your spirit. To be able to control how the reactions that you make to certain things. There's a time and place for everything. Now this is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 11. Now it says, "A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it till afterwards." And that has to do with ruling your tongue. Now a lot of people utter all with their mind when they're angry. And especially women. The things that you hear women say when they're angry. You wish you never heard. But you always keep in mind that the scripture says, "A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it till afterwards," until you're able to assess the situation. Some things need to be said there and then, but other things need to be assessed and need to be taken care of tactfully. Tactfully. And that's a good word to use for the scriptures, to be tactful, to be mindful of the things that you say, to be articulate, to think, being able to think things over in situations where you need a quick answer, in situations where you might feel that you need to quickly answer back. It's a blessing, because it can keep you from doing things that may not lead you to the conclusion that you wanted to, basically. Now this is I'm gonna get another scripture. This is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 16. Yeah, 16, not 18. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 32. And it says, "He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city." It says, "He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty." And the reason why is because if you're slow to anger, it doesn't say that you don't get angry at all, because there is a place for anger, right? There is righteous anger, but there's a time and a place. He says that he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty. So being the ones that are slow to anger are the ones that have, like we referred to the previous scripture, the ones who think things through, So that's how you know if somebody is slow to anger and they finally blow up. They're more than likely always going to be justified in doing that, because they've assessed the situation. They found out and they came to the conclusion that whatever they saw, seen or heard was unacceptable, in righteousness, so they're righteously angry. Now the ones that are fast to anger, It could be justified, and sometimes that could be the case. But if you're fast to get angry, a lot of the times you could be what's it called? You can get what's it called? You can get angry at things that are not meant to be angry, are not meant for wrath, right? Like a lot of the people that you live with, sometimes you got to be patient with people, you know. Sometimes you got to be patient with people, you know. If you have a situation to where you're taking a situation that could be just solved with words, and then trying to handle it with physically, before what's it called before you tried to do it any other way, you're just quick to anger and you're not thinking things through. You're ruling with you're letting your spirit rule over you. You're not ruling over your spirit. Now this Proverbs says, Proverbs chapter 16 verse 32, it says, he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit better than he that taketh a city. You have to be able to control, you have to be able to rule your spirit, because it all starts off with you. You are you are the temple of you are the temple of the Most High. You are the temple of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You're great. If you're able to rule yourself, it's better than ruling a physical city in this place. Being able to rule yourself is better than ruling a physical city, because you're a representation of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The city comes second. The city is secondary. You're primary. If you rule over your spirit, you are the temple. Now I'm gonna grab another scripture. This is Proverbs chapter 14 in verse 29. It says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. But that which is in the midst of fools is made known. It says wisdom. I lost my place. It says, it says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. And hey, I mean, a lot of these scriptures are plain. It says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, meaning that you understand how to rule your spirit. You understand the situation, and you assess the situation, and more than likely, anytime that you do actually get angry and do use wrath, it's righteous. But he that's hasty of spirit exalteth folly. You make an ass out of yourself sometimes. Sometimes you might get shit wrong. Sometimes you might just get things wrong and you overreact out of anger, and you do, you do this and that, and and all to come and figure out you didn't have all the facts. You didn't have understanding of the situation, and you didn't have an understanding of how you should handle that situation, without all the details. And that even goes with dealing with these other nations, because the scripture says, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. A soft answer turneth away wrath. If you act like one of these peons out here, and Esau tries to arrest you, and you're resisting arrest for for no good reason, and you're getting angry and belligerent, instead of trying to fight it in court while things are still set in place right now, to where you can maneuver outside of that situation. You exalted folly. You're exalting folly. And a lot of people out here, they have the spirit of a woman, to where they get hasty in speech and hasty in in action, hasty in speech and hasty in action. And that's never a good thing, because all that breeds is folliness and misunderstanding. A man that is slow to wrath and a man that can think things over, a man that has the virtue of temperance, is a man that you want to be 100% of the time. And it's hard to be like that in Babylon. Trust me, it is. But nonetheless, it's a virtue that you're always supposed to have. In order for you to in order for you to sustain yourself, your household, and being able to sustain your ability to come out and preach this word. Up until the law is no more in this land. Now let me grab another scripture. This is James chapter 1. I'm gonna start at 19. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." Be quick, swift to hear. You have to be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. That's the qualities that you're supposed to have. You got to be quick to hear. Quick to hear, so you can understand what somebody's saying. Slow to speak, especially if you don't know what you're saying. Or if there's a situation to where you might not know everything that you need to know to speak. And slow to wrath. So if there is a situation that doesn't account for escalating things to where it doesn't need to, you don't take it there, and you don't do something where you can't come back from, For wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God, because unrighteous wrath from man, it does not work the righteousness of God. You're not justified in having wrath for things that the scriptures tell you not to do. Scriptures tell you not to do certain things, and if you have and how to conduct yourself, especially in this society. And if you go against that, you're going against the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You're supposed to always keep a sober mind. You're always supposed to be tactful. Being wary of things that could put you in situations to where you can catch hell. Now, this is verse 21. "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness. Lay apart all filthiness and excess, of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save yourself." And the only way people were able to be able to receive this word, they were first swift to hear. Because when you hear this word, you have to be able to understand the things that the brother is saying to you. The preacher, the prophet is saying to you. You have to be slow to speak, because you don't want to say anything out of turn or blaspheme the scriptures, and slow to wrath. Because if anything in the scriptures may go against their ideologies, you want to the ideologies that you may have right now. You want to be able to have some dialogue instead of just just having a wrathful spirit and a spirit of vengeance. Now, I'm gonna grab one more scripture and I'm gonna close out. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 20 and verse 26. It says, "Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil." If you're angry, don't sin. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. And it's plain as day. You can be angry. You can be angry. But as long as you don't sin and let the sun go down upon your wrath, you don't have the spirit of everlasting vengeance for especially a brother, a brother in this faith, because the scriptures even talk about how we're supposed to conduct each other, how we're supposed to conduct with each other in this faith. That's how you're supposed to maneuver, and these scriptures are plain. It's one of those things to where, if you ever catch yourself in the situations if you ever catch yourself in situations to where you find yourself having these spirits, these demons, on you, you have to reflect on them, because as much as we may know this, a lot of these random type of spirits and demons can just hop on you and make you act a certain type of way. We're trying to steer clear from that. And the scriptures are basically scriptures are our defense from these spirits. And it's able to cut us back into correction. Now, with that, I want to say, call all Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to my apostle. Now, this is a great millstone, and peace and citations to their elect, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Until next time, I want to say shalom.